Welcome to Experience Easier Now, the podcast. Join us each episode as we do a deep dive with agents to identify how to make life easier for them through technology.
My name is Andy Svitak. I work with HomeSmart. I've been a realtor for about a year and a half. I work with Michael Wiley and the Wiley team, primarily in the West Valley of Phoenix, Straight Mountain Ranch, Buckeye, Goodyear, Litchfield Park, that area out there.
How is technology helping you do your job?
I mean, obviously, social media is the first place to start. I mean, everybody's on their device. First place they go, is Facebook or Instagram, things like that. I mean, that's a no-brainer to make yourself known. It's an easy way to get exposure. It's fairly inexpensive. If you have any knowledge in social media, you can learn how to do it. You can experiment. It's awkward at first, but it becomes easier. And I mean, that's the first place. A couple apps that I use. HomeSnap is one that I use, and I use that strictly to look up agents that I'm dealing with, so that I know how much experience they have. Are they going to help me? If I have questions, am I going to have to help them? Things like that. It provides a very good way of knowing who you're dealing with in regards to an agent. And then obviously the MLS. The computer version's pretty good. Provides you, what you need to know on homes, things like that. The mobile app's not as good. I think that could be improved a little bit here and there. But just mainly the social media, I think, is just the easiest way. And then of course the new Tell the Neighborhood that Driggs is rolling out. It makes it really convenient for you to be known in a neighborhood that you're trying to just establish yourself in that neighborhood. It makes it easier. They can put a voice with a name when they see your signs, your social media posts. Having all those platforms working together has made it, a lot easier and a lot more beneficial for me to try to build my business. Obviously, if you're trying to get exposure, the social media, in my opinion, is the best way to go. I've had a hard time of, I try not to use Facebook to try to be friends with everybody, or Instagram to be friends with everybody, but from a business standpoint, try to make connections where, search people out, become friends with people, get into their social media feeds, things like that, and try to promote your page that way, making the connections and building your network. One thing that we talk about on the Wiley team is getting in front of businesses. Using your business to connect with other businesses. You cross promote each other, especially if you're trying to work in one or two certain areas. Going out, not your big, your Walmarts or things like that, but get into the local small businesses, meet with those people, promote their businesses, let them know that you're going to do everything. All you need to do is just film a 30-second video, things like that, and have them promote your page and do all that stuff. Working with the local businesses has really helped. And then it opens up doors too. You never know where you might get some deals from a guy that you talk to through that business, knows this guy, things like that. You just never know. As Michael always says, it's a numbers game, getting your face out there and just throwing out as many things as you can. So that's where I would start. It's just understanding how you can use social media. And it's kind of scary when you're first starting, because you're like, well, I got to spend money to make money. I have to market myself, things like that. Well, social media provides you a platform where you don't have to spend a lot of money. So that's where I would start, getting to know how to use the things provided from the Department of Real Estate, the technology that way, learning how to use those things. And then kind of just exploring what else is out there. I ask people all the time, hey, do you use this app? Do you try this app? What do you think of this? Talking with experienced agents and seeing what they're doing too. It has been a benefit to me. There are some, from a realtor standpoint, I mean, you can put it into your, okay, this person's under contract, and so you have 3 days to get this done, and then you have 5 days to get this done. It's more of a calendar folio through Gmail. They have that set up. You have to put all the the information in. So there are things out there like that for a realtor. I don't know about for a homeowner or for somebody buying or selling. I don't know that there's something out there. I honestly would hate to see something created, because then you're already talking about the realtors are kind of going away right now because of open door and things like that. Just spitballing. If a homeowner knew that 3 days I got to get this done and 5 days I got to get this done, I don't know then, are they really relying on the realtor?
Is there anything that you dislike or would change about the MLS?
Let's look at Goodyear. That's what I'm familiar with. Goodyear has two area codes, 85395 and 85338. And so if you're in, let's say, northern Goodyear, close to the 10, your area code might be 85395. And let's say somebody wants to, they go over, across to Yuma and Saraville. Now you're in the 85338 area code, and it's only 5 or 10 minutes away. I can't, on the MLS app, to search, I have problems switching that zip code. So it's not very user friendly. It's not something that you could adjust to real quick. And realistically, somebody who I'm with could just go on Zillow online and just look at, hey, I found this house, and as the realtor, I can't find it because it's not very user friendly. And so I think just being able to adjust on the fly, making it easier for realtors, and maybe I'm just not doing it right, but I'm pretty tech savvy, and I think that would make it easier. The client looks smarter than the realtor because they have the technology also. And so I think just making it a little user friendly, where if I need to adjust on the fly, that would make it more valuable and make me look like a better agent. I think for the most part MLS does a good job. If an agent knows how to use the program and set a client up with a portal and a subscription, they have the ability to search. My personal website is synced up to the MLS, and so they do a good job in that regard. Everything's up to date. It's just the mobile app needs to be better. And if you talk to a lot of realtors, if you go to classes and stuff for continued education, the presenters will all say that the Flex MLS app needs to get better.
What did you think of voice technology when you first got exposed to it?
My first exposure, again, I'll go back to my brother, a software designer. He bought the original Alexa, the big one, and he dove into like taking it apart, and he was adding his own skills and things like that. So that was my first exposure. I thought there was this geeky guy with this, was it Alexa back then when it first came out? And I was like, this is kind of stupid, and only, it's only for a certain person, but it's made everything easier. And I think that's what people want now, is just easier, quicker ways of doing things, but still providing a good product. And so at first I was kind of skeptical. Years ago, I didn't get an Echo, until 2-3 years ago, and now my house switches, TV, everything is, it's related to the Echo or controlled by the Echo. So.
Tell me about that. I want to know more about this future, man.
All right.
Your whole house.
Well, I'm kind of embarrassed to say, but we put in some of the smart switches, and you look at it, but what I'm embarrassed about is that my wife had to install them, and so, but it's cool, you just, instead of getting up, the lights are turned off, or the outdoor lights are turned on, or the speakers are turned on, things like that. We're not crazy. Not every switch, not everything, but here and there's some things that are controlled by the Alexa.
Tell me what you think about the new voice technology that's out there. Do you use it? Is it something you like?
I don't use it that often. I don't think that I have enough business where I would need to keep a calendar through Alexa. Hopefully one day that would be the goal, that I'm using that to schedule clients here and there and to make sure that everything's kept organized and stuff. I see potential for that in the future. Currently, I don't use it that much. But I know this. I know the potential of it, and I know what it can do. I think it's going to benefit everybody if you can make people's lives easier. I think it benefits people as long as people don't lose, hard work ethic, things like that. That's a fear of mine, that it's going to replace people in hard, working hard, make people lazy. But I think it's a good benefit.
What are some of the time-sensitive aspects of your work that you have to manage?
Time, to me, it doesn't. I mean, it's not about me. I think it's about the client. So if the client requires more time, then that's something that we were going to provide for them, or I'm going to provide for them. If somebody who's done it a couple times, bought a house, sold a house, and they don't require as much time, then that's fine too. For me, it's not about me. It'd be more about how much guidance the client needs, or how much they don't need, and things like that. So after all the pre-qualifications and all that, from a real estate standpoint or from a realtor standpoint, getting somebody under contract, and once they're under contract, that's when those timelines start. And so you're talking about, if you're a buyer, getting your home inspection done, asking for repairs, things like that. You have 10 days to get all that done. From a selling standpoint, getting your disclosures over, anything like that, getting the repairs done as you're getting closer to closing, things like that. But mainly getting under the contract, would be, the most important thing, and then those 10 days for the buyer. The seller, there's a little more leeway, but the inspection, the appraisal, things like that, in that first 10 days.
What's your favorite thing about what you do?
I moved from Cleveland 12 years ago, and so for me, it's just my wife and I, our family comes to visit here and there. It's more about making connections with people and building relationships, and if I can help them find their dream home along the way, that's great. And I think people might say that I have it backwards. It should be about the home first and the relationship second, but I think at the end of the day, again, going back to what realtors add, I think that's the value, is the relationship that you can build with those people. To me, that's kind of more important. I obviously want to help people sell their home for the most money and, help people find their dream home. But at the end of it, it's about building relationships. And, at the end of the day, can I look and say, hey, I really helped those people. I did a good job. Or, maybe I didn't do a good job, but I could do a little better. I learned from the past experience. And I think for me, that's, more important, is just building those relationships. I'm not out there to make money. I mean, obviously I'm out there to make money, but I'm not out there to take advantage of them. I'm not out there to lead them down the wrong path. I understand that this is a very, very important investment and process for them. And so, I mean, just being a person and just being there for them and trying to get them, if they're selling the house, trying to get them the best deal. If they're buying a house, trying to find them the best house at the best value. I just want to be a good resource and somebody that clients can rely on. And at the same time, build relationships too. These are people that, they're not, you don't just put them in a house and just say, hey, see you later. It's one cool thing about being a realtor is the interactions and building those relationships.
Thank you for joining us on Experience Easier Now. We hope you've learned something new that agents are doing using technology to make their life easier.